bring you out here just to show you my favorite time of the evening. It's sunset, which is also known as snack time. So I'm Lori Pearson and I'm happy to have you come join me in the house and we'll grab a snack in about 3 minutes because I don't even have any makeup on yet, but I didn't want you to miss this sunset. So I'll see you in the house and we'll enjoy a great appetizer as a snack together. Okay, now we're back inside and I don't have to shout at you anymore. Not that I'm above shouting, but I really wanted to take you out and just be able to show you the sunsets that we experience here. Living in Alberta, that's one of my most favorite things since we moved from BC, is the amazing skies and sunsets that the prairies offer. We have the benefit and to be very fortunate to live close enough to the city to have all the big city amenities, but further enough away to see a billion stars every night. And it occurred to me that we are in playoff hockey now, and maybe the appetizer you're looking for is not necessarily something fancy like my seafood medley that I showed you earlier in the week, but something a little more casual, a little more laid back. What I'm going to share with you tonight is my recipe for chicken lime supreme nachos. Now of course, the recipe wouldn't be the same without our Philadelphia cream cheese. Cream cheese has got to be the most versatile of ingredients that you will keep in your refrigerator. What else can you use from breakfast, lunch, dinner, desserts, and appetizers and have it bring out all the flavors and all the textures that you're looking for in your dish? These Supreme Nachos are no exception to the rule, and you'll see our Philadelphia cream cheese take its starring role a little bit later. But first we're going to start with our chicken. What I'm doing now is just cutting up our raw chicken breast into bite-sized chunks. Now bite-size, a little smaller than bite-size that you might find in an entree. I'm going to saute this chicken up along with some seasoning. Now what I'm using tonight is just a southwestern seasoning mix. Okay, so we're going to saute up the chicken pieces in about 2 tablespoons of oil on high heat. When they're about halfway cooked and they're starting to lose all of their pinkness, that's when I'm going to sprinkle in my seasoning mix, whatever kind you're using there. Or we're going to work on a red pepper. I've got just one large red bell pepper here, which I'm going to seed out and then chop into, or dice it, sorry, into just smaller pieces. And then we're actually just going to saute those up in just a tablespoon of butter for just a minute or two because it'll just help soften them up just a wee bit. And I'm also going to toss in just another little touch of our southwestern seasoning there with the peppers. Okay, so this is kind of what we're looking for with our peppers here. Just softened up, but still quite a bit of firmness in them, a little bit of seasoning on there, and I'm just going to set this pan aside and they are ready to go. The next thing I have to do is just chop up our other toppings here. I've got 2 tomatoes, medium-sized tomatoes we're going to dice up. I've got 2 stalks of green onions, which we're going to chop up into pieces also. And then that should get us ready to assemble our nachos. And my oven preheating to 400 degrees. I'm going to chop these up and then I'll meet you back here to throw it all together. So in chopping up my toppings, I realized my tomatoes were a little larger than I thought. So I've only chopped up 1 of those tomatoes so far, and I'll put on a single layer of tortilla chips to start out here. And then I have got cheddar cheese and mozzarella cheese all grated. So I'm going to start with a coating of my cheeses. So we've got a layer of cheese there. Next thing we're going to do is put a little bit of chicken on there, of our cooked chicken with our seasonings. We're going to put that on the bottom layer also. I'm not going to use quite half the chicken, probably about 1/3 of the chicken, because again the top layer is the one that's going to appeal to just the textures and the colors and the sights of the people you're serving. So you want to save the most for the top. And everybody, that we're going to top on another layer of tortilla chips. Pause. Okay, after our chicken spread out there, I'm going to use almost half, probably another, the same as the chicken, about 1/3 of our sauteed peppers on the bottom also. So with our peppers on there, we're not going to put our fresh toppings on the bottom layer. So we're ready for another layer of chips. I am using a supersized bag of tortilla chips because I wish I could show you all of the little mouths that are watering behind the camera waiting for me to finish these nachos. So it is a big order for us, but it's a one-woman show, so I won't be able to introduce you to them all today. Put the rest of your tortilla chips on from your bag, and then we're going to go back to our cheddar and mozzarella. And this time, definitely be liberal with that cheese. Cheese is by far the best part, and the fact that we're using our Philadelphia cream cheese on top of it is just going to add some cheesy goodness to the flavor and the texture of these nachos. Load up all our chicken. And because of my incredibly large load of chips, I have to be somewhat careful. It's a little bit of a work of art in progress, so I don't topple the whole thing. Throw the rest of your peppers on there. The peppers will be the green onions and the tomatoes. And then we are ready for these guys to go into the oven. So I am just going to distribute green onions and tomatoes onto my Mountain O nachos here. And then we're going to put them into the oven at 400 degrees. And I'm just going to keep an eye on them. And I'm going to let them bake until my top cheese is bubbly and it looks like my bottom cheese is melted throughout. So what I might do is while it's baking, just take a little peek under to your second layer there and make sure that you see your cheese is melted and your top cheese is bubbling, and then they'll be ready to come out. Okay, I thought you might want to take a look at what they look like before they go into the oven. Now I know what you're thinking, they look amazing already, but we haven't even gotten to the best part. So I'm going to toss these into the oven and we'll see them when they're all creamy and melted. Okay, while our nachos are still in the oven, we're going to get going on our cream cheese topping. So basically we are going to replace the need for dipping in sour cream and salsa for your nachos by putting a creamy, just delicious lime sauce over the top of our nachos before we serve them. I find that when you serve them out to a group of people and you've got this mess of mixed sour cream and salsa together, it loses its appetizing appeal. So we're going to serve the creamy bit with our nachos and let everybody dip in their salsa. So we're going to start with our cream cheese, of course, our Philadelphia cream cheese. You may use the spreadable light today. And I'm going to need about half a cup of cream cheese to go right into my food processor here. So I'm going to put about half a cup, maybe half to 2/3 of a cup of sour cream into my food processor also. And then next is our limes. This is what's going to add the amazing flavor that's going to go with our nachos. So we're going to take lime, and limes are much like lemons. We're going to use them the same way. We're going to kind of roll them on our cutting board, give them a bit of pressure. These limes are a bit firmer, so we're going to need to really prep them a bit if we want to get any juice out of here. So now that it's ready to go and softened up a wee bit, I'm going to cut that guy in half and just take the juice of a whole lime into the food processor. To add just a pinch of salt and some fresh ground pepper. Be a little more liberal with your pepper than you are with your salt. You want to add a bit more flavor. Pepper and lime go just really well together. After a quick little taste there, I don't think I got quite enough lime juice out of that first lime. So I'm going to just squeeze another one in and basically just do it until you can really taste the lime. The cream cheese is going to be an amazing taste and a flavor to add to it also, but you want the lime to stand out in order to go with your nachos and give you that bit of citrus freshness too. So I'm going to start with just the juice of another half lime, so that'll be 1.5 limes. What I'm going to do is take a plastic bag, a sandwich bag, but you could use a piping bag if you have one, and just take our cream cheese sour cream mixture and pipe it over the entire surface of our nachos, getting a little bit onto every bite. Some fresh chopped parsley. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of freshness on there. Okay, so for a totally casual appetizer night with Lori Pearson, hopefully we've thrown together something fantastic that you can enjoy on a number of different occasions. Now the most important part, let's take a bite and see how it turned out. Get myself a chip from the edge here. I have got peppers, chicken, green onions, parsley, and our Philadelphia cream cheese sauce, all on, oh, and some fresh tomatoes, all on that one chip. Just a touch of salsa. Let's see how it goes. These are fantastic. It's a shame I have to share them. I wish I could share them with you, but I'll tell you what. I'll eat your share tonight, and when you make these at home, you take a bite out of my share for me. Have a good night, keep cooking with cream cheese, and I'll see you again next time.